Welcome back, guys, to Fire Emblem. Passing through Sain and Kent, Lyn and her friends arrive in Caelin. However, Caelin is now under the rule of Lord Lundgren. Lundgren's henchmen lay in wait to assassinate Lyn. They wait for her approach and ready a special weapon. While I don't like the sound of that coming off of our side quest completion, with the extra experience and strength that's going on here, hopefully we can defeat Chapter 8, Vortex of Strategy. Look, Oliz, the mountains seem so far away now. We've come such a long way. Milady Lindis! Oliz! We can't be very far from the castle now. By my reckoning, we can reach Castle Caelin in 2 days. If we hurry. 2 more days. Hold on, grandfather. Please. Cheer up, Lyn. If they see you looking so sad, the entire company will lose heart. Florina, you're right. There's nothing to be gained by worrying. We just have to press onward. That's the spirit. Lyn, danger approaches. What did you say? I don't see anything. You sure? I feel it too. I'm sure of it. Ha! Lady, don't move. Where did this bolt come from? They have a ballista! Lord Lundgren is getting serious. Deploying siege engines is no mean feat. What is a ballista? It's a weapon designed for long-distance attacks. Only archers can use them, but they can be devastating. Florina, you must stay aground. Do not take to the air. The ballista would target you in an instant. Is there a way to combat it? The safest course is to use someone with good defense as bait, so the enemy wastes arrows. Then you can walk up and knock the fool on the head. Will, can you use a ballista? I've never tried, but it's just a really big bow, right? I should be able to figure it out. All we can ask is that you try. Let's see what we can do. Okay then. Lady Lindis, Oliz. I have some minor business to attend to. I'm unable to join you. Oh, okay then. If you need any of my possessions, please take them now. Right then, we do need some of your possessions, so we can now choose trade as an option. There's also fortune here, which is interesting. So what we'll do is we'll trade this hammer off to someone. Right, Dorcas maybe? Yeah, he can use it, so that all works for me. Right, he's got lockpicks and whatnot as well, but we need to use other things. Right, so what we want to do here is get one of these vulneraries off Sain. Not with Matthew though, however, because we're still trading there, it seems. Right, get one of these away as well. Finally, we get ourselves some preparation, if you know what I mean here. Right, Will. Do you want a vulnerary? You've not really carrying much at all, after all. We've got our pure water here. Florina's still going to battle. Let's have a look what else there is around. Didn't someone pick up an extra lance or something? Can you use a lance? I think you should be able to, so let's switch from Sain, get to Kent, trade over at least one here of these iron lances. So she can use them indeed, so that works out fine. So now a weapon is gained there. We got the armor slayer here. I think that's okay for all the trading at the moment, that's for sure. Pick units. Can we choose one more to go to battle? This unit cannot take part. Raph cannot take part. Dorcas cannot take part because we only allowed 9 on the field. So, who to take? Well, to be honest, we might want to trade out one of our ranged troops at this point. Eric or Lucius, I think, should go. Florina, though, is in big danger, but if we can stop the ballista, then Florina becomes useful again. So with that said, we'll take out Lucius. Oh, they both literally have the same kind of HP as well, which is, they'll experience more or less. There's one between them, and switch in Dorcas for now, I think. We'll go with some axes and some hammers and get fighting. Been a long time since you've been used in battle. On the far side of the hill to the south is a ballista. As Kent said, it's a weapon intended for trained archers. The attack range of Ballista is extremely large, so they can fire on enemies at great distances. As they can attack without fear of counterattack, they're quite useful. To use one, move an archer onto an unoccupied Ballista and select the right command. After that, you can attack as usual. Ballista can also be moved while in use. Additionally, Ballista can be used by any archer in the field. So, if you can remove the enemy manning the Ballista and move one of your group onto it, you'll find it most useful. So battle starts, and with two spellcasters over here, this looks like a perfect area for Florina to go, except that that's not going to be happening anytime soon. In fact, if they want to take the village, they're going to take the village. What we need to do is rush this way and take them out, and if it's people with strong defense, you know exactly who we're using. Kent, Sain, get out there into danger. That's all we can really do at the moment. Apart from that, we could move you over here a second, madame, and make sure that you're playing for one of these. Everyone else has to stay pretty far back, but there's also a vendor here that we can check out in the meantime. So let's see what we can buy. Should we see with you, or should we see with someone like Dorcas or Will? Well, Will's probably got the most item slots, so let's check out the armory. Right, he could buy himself an iron bow, there's iron axes, iron lances, iron swords to get as well. So to be honest, let's buy you a... Oh, no, I don't want that. A second iron bow might be good, considering your usage of it. And we'll leave it at that for now. We'll move Dorcas out of the line of fire. And keep our troop kind of protected in the back. It's up for our horsemen to make the run. Of course, they're going to have problems getting there because there's going to be tons of enemy troops that want to face us as well. Which means they're just going to be gaining tons of experience. Or as much experience as they can get. Mind you, considering all these enemies are actually charging me as well, maybe I can look at this a different way. If they're willing to come onto me rather than me come to them, then I can use a little bit more space and maybe get myself in the corner, let them come out the Ballista's range, or just charge. Charging works too, and I think, to be honest, we're not too bad for stuff. I mean, we defeat that foe who can't do any damage to me. Lance on lance here. Right, they do damage to us, however, so that's not so good, but Sain levels up. This could be a very risky start to a level. Strength and defense gain, though. That's exactly what Sain needed. So with that said, we keep on moving upwards. Let's move you to here for now. They could all gang up on Sain, which will not be a good thing at all, so let's pray they don't. What are you curs waiting for? They're nothing but fleas! Call up for reinforcements and rush them! Alright then, well, attacking Kent means that Kent gets to get rid of you. I guess Kent is the weakest of the two, so if they're going to charge Kent, that would actually be in my favour. Right, 3 health lost by Sain there, but of course the enemy troop suffers a lot more for that. Let's see if Sain can survive this massive onslaught. Maybe I should have put him in a wood. 2 damage there. The Sain wins again. Here's the real problems. Right, nice dodge! Means that another opponent is defeated by Sain. Our ultimate man! Keep going, sir! I don't want to rely on them, but at this point in time, they're the fastest ones through the field with the most highest defense value. It's all I can really do. Alright, the Ballista comes in, completely misses Sain, so we get lucky there. Meanwhile, a spellcaster comes in to attack he with high resistance. Yeah, that's not going to do too much. And Sain shrugs off that attack on top of everything. So, do we keep plunging onwards? And rely on a vulnerary to heal and Kent to mop up what's behind us? I think that might be one good idea. A hand axe there. Well, I've got 31 HP. I can take that hit, so I don't mind giving it a go. Except for the missing bit. I've got the HP to survive it, though, so that's not a problem. Right, what we want to do is move someone with a nice ranged attack that can trade quite nicely to here. So, let's go. Oh, wow, you won't do any damage to me? I don't know why that is, but everything works quite nicely that way. I just got all the resilience, obviously, and you don't have any? Well, Urk went to work yet again. So, Kent, it's up to you to break through these guys as well, so we can make sure that we have one less one of these, or, hit chances rough, that's for sure. I kind of want to just surge forward and use a vulnerary. Let them attack me if they want, if you know what I mean, and stay in my defensive ways with you. Hopefully they'll choose to attack Kent. That's a weird hope, isn't it? But no, they know what the real threat is, and it really is Sain. Sain can stop the Ballista. At that point, we're looking good. Okay. Now comes the risk. Right, well, first of all, considering he is now out of the woods, we can go to work on this guy without much of an issue. Now, weapons triangle, though, means that we don't want to be attacked by the other guys, so let's use this instead. Has less of a hit chance, but with the enemy going down, we don't have much of an issue. And then charge in. Will that finish him off? It seems that that will do the job. So, with the Ballista down, we completed the first part of this mission, you could say. Right, so we need to get to that town ASAP, and that will require Florina to get moving. I may as well stay out of range for the time being. Onwards can advance my troops. So let's get moving. Alright, you can go over there. Of course, Dorcas could probably use a little bit of a heal after a little bit of an exchange. That works out quite nicely. Oh, Sain, I didn't want you to be taking the front lines again. I really wanted to be using all my other troops, but still. I want to level up Lynn a bit more. Alright, we will be bringing Lynn into range with this guy, however, which is not exactly all that handy for us. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move to here, because we can't actually move any further anyway. So that keeps her out of attack range. The woods stopping them is not a bad thing at all. So with no Ballista guy left, and with more troops flooding this way, it seems a second act has begun. The first one to get to that point. The second, now to finish the mission. And Sain has actually demolished every trooper, more or less. Well, that is quite an amazing job there. Nicely done. So let's send up Dorcas as much as we can, because of course these guys coming are spears, and the weapon triangle means that Dorcas could get in some good hits. As long as he can get there. Alright, we need to get Bowman Friend over there as well. That was not a good chance by me, by moving him that way, but I wanted, of course, Florina to get in there. Now's the problem. Can I really defend against that guy, if you know what I mean? Well, one thing we can check out is what his attack value is. Let's back off and check that it has 4 strength as a whole. And what's the best item that you have to use at this point? An iron lance seems to be quite good. So we'll equip that. and maybe visit here and hope to survive. Do you remember the weapon triangle? Axes over lances and whatnot? This is important, so pay attention. There are some weapons that don't follow the normal rules. This here lance reaver is one of those. It's a sword that reverses the triangle, so if you wield this blade, you can best a lance with it. Of course, there's a downside. Axes can best this sword. Take this as a gift. It's your reward for listening to an old man ramble. Don't be so shy. It's not like I can use the thing. Not everyone can wield a sword of this caliber. I'm sure you know someone who can use it, though. Well, I'm just hoping that Florina can survive these two troops over here. In fact, we might need to keep you hanging back a little bit just because of it. I don't think anyone can reach Sain. Oh, no, they can. Right, Sain, time to use another guess what? Well, first of all, we'll duck you into a corner. A vulnerary is used. We'll have to pick another one up at a shop or something for Sain. He's managed to do a valiant job. Now everyone's moving this way. It's a lot more difficult to kind of keep them safe. Alright, so you can move up to about there. I will move you, sir, into battle because I think he... Oh, actually, let's move him here. That lets them come on to him, but he will have the avoidance chance to kind of just dodge any attacks he wants. And we'll keep our cleric in the... Well, now let's move her up a little bit. Florina can reach quite fast. It's Florina we got to watch out for this turn. We've protected the village by getting there first now. And instantly moving to get that avoidance chance has worked brilliantly on Kent. And of course we're wasting experience again by letting them hit our knights all the time. Skillful Kent is skillful though. These seem to be very much grunt-like troops. Weapon level increased as well. Everyone wants to peace? Okay. And it all went the same way. Well, Kent can get extremely lucky then. And it seems the barbarian is leaving. That I was not expecting at that point in time, so he's only going to do 2 damage to me now. And miss completely, so that worked beautifully. Florina's not being attacked? How come? I guess he might be trying to cut me off. Stop me coming. That might be what his plan is, but I don't know for certain. Let's get Will, however, onto that Ballista as Nils levels up. Nicely done, sir. Some more resilience there. You would have taken no damage from that spell if you had that resilience before. So, what do I do now? Well, Dorcas can move down to a point where he can hand axe that guy. But can he hit? Twice. Yes, he can. Well, that'll be a bit more experience. Dorcas gets in there, and there's only now a few left. There's forts over here. There's 4 enemies, 5 enemies, 6 enemies remaining, and of course we're going in because we're not going to let that lie. We're not going to let them do whatever they want. And it seems the Iron Lance has a lower crit chance, but we'll definitely do a better job here. As we keep dodging and doing all that damage. Florina's proving useful, worthy of joining our army. Right then, let's move you down here. We've got everyone pretty much in position, apart from, of course, our Ballista. And Sain, you may even well want to join the front lines again, more or less. Florina seems to be fine now. Let's see what the Axeman does next turn. Kent's completely okay. He's just like, I shrug off everything. I'm Kent. It's too bad you can't switch to a javelin at a time like this, or auto switch. But we take 2 damage this time. Aha! I thought the Axeman might come at some point. 9 damage to Florina there. Is this a double attack? It better not be. Right, so now we need to flee. Unless, do we have a vulnerary? I wonder if anyone can get what I'm thinking with that question now, but Here we go again. Swords coming in. There's a Lance Reaver as well, which means it's a very good sword for knocking us down. Alright then, Lynn. I think it's your turn to come in and finally do some damage. Let's get you into a nice position. The Manikani will do that much. The Armor Slayer will do that much. I guess it's the Manikati once again. Farewell, sir. Okay, so we're nearly in Ballista position. As you can see, we're nearly there. Don't know if we'll be able to do anything with that, but what I was questioning is if I use... What is my items at the moment? Could I switch to a Javelin and then use a Vulnerary and basically keep Florina in position? Well, I can't move to attack, but if you know what I mean here, if you know what I'm getting at, would it work? I do wonder. And if I move her up onto a spot where extra avoidance will be given, that could leave for some interesting scenarios at the start of next episode. Join us then for more Fire Emblem, as we only have a few more trips to go. Complete this mission. Bye-bye.